What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends and a pretty nice little video we're going to put together today. We're going to be showcasing Venomage a little bit more. I had one of my commenters ask me to actually kind of go a little bit more in depth as to how she is built. I did that solo video about her, which I'll link down below so you can check that out, of her soloing basically like 85% of the content in the game, the potion keeps, some of the dungeons, Nightmare 12-7. And of course, Doom Tower, hard, the secret room with the lizard men. You can use her to solo it quite easily with a pretty good time, as you're going to see here in this run. We've got her running right now just in her solo build, which we're going to go over here in just a minute. But so in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show off my Great Hall, show off the gear that we have on her. Also going to show a little bit of a free-to-play build for her. Actually over on my free-to-play account as well, where I use her for more general content. But this video is also going to showcase the regen gear build that we have for her to be able to solo some of this stuff. So let's get right into it. Alright, so here we are back on the main page. We're going to go check out the Great Hall. On my account real quick, this is something I really like to do when I'm going to go over a champions build, because there are a lot of content creators who show off champions just in general content and soloing content who fail to mention just how important the stats are that you do get from your Great Hall. So you can see here, I'm an in-game player. My Great Hall is getting close to being completely finished. We're at level 220. So in Venomage's case, we're getting a lot of help from our magic Great Hall here. Our HP 20%, we've got 20% defense, we've got full 80 resistance, we've got the full 80 accuracy. So that's very important when you're building these champions to know where you're getting some of those stats for. Getting that 80 accuracy means you may not have to use an accuracy banner or an accuracy chest piece. Having that extra HP and defense is obviously huge. And then if you look also at the arena tier, we're getting 22% HP and defense from that as well, which is also pretty good for helping us build up our Venomage. So let's go ahead and we'll go into the champion now. We'll take a look at her actual build, all her stats, and all of that. Alright, so here we are on Venomage, and I haven't done anything new with this build since I made the video of her soloing all the content. The only thing I believe that I've added, I can't remember off the top of my head if I did have a blessing on her in that video, but I did eventually pull a 2-star blessing for her, and I went ahead and went with Cruelty because it's kind of helpful getting that decreased defense out there. It allows her to go a little bit faster when she's soloing the content because there's a little bit more damage going out. But we'll take a look first here at her total stats and talk a little bit about the build here. And again, you can see these numbers from the Great Hall. Like we're getting 3,400 HP, 3,700 HP from Classic Arena. Our Masteries are getting another 386 from the Faction Guardians. That's another thing I forgot to mention as well. You're going to get some extra bonus stats from there, so make sure you're trying to fill that out if you can. And then our Blessing gave us 400 attack, which really is useless on her, but it is what it is, I guess, on that there. But really, when I go to build a champion, if it's a champion like a support champion or someone that I want to use like for a solo content, something like this, there's 3 really key stats that I am trying to build. Number 1 is going to be defense, 2 is going to be HP, and then 3 is going to be resistance, because we want to be able to resist any of those debuffs that might be coming out. It makes a solo run so much easier. And a lot of solo runs, like with Vergis, you're going to be going against a boss that you're going to want to resist what they're going to try to do to you, so that's very important. Speed is kind of secondary here as well. But one of the things I generally go for when I'm building a support champion or a champion for, like, say, clan boss or higher end content is I try to hit 3,500 defense. For me, that's kind of a break point on defense. Any higher than that seems almost like you're getting minimal gains, minimal returns for it. If I am building like a champion for an Ultra Nightmare traditional clan boss team, I would try to get closer to maybe 4,000 defense, depending on how the champion is built. But I always try to hit that 3,500 number, somewhere between 3,000 and 3,500. If you're on a lower end, it can sometimes work if you have a lot more HP. But if you can get to like that 3,500 number, you can actually go a little bit lighter on the HP. In this case, we only have 66,000 HP. Normally, I would build her at 70 or 80. But since we have that higher defense number, we're going to mitigate some of that damage incoming. We don't need as much HP because of that. But that's kind of what I shoot for there. Normally, we actually do have her in speed boots. Now, if I could get a set of HP boots with a good speed roll on it, we could actually get that HP number much higher, then we really would never have anything to worry about, and could probably even more consistently solo some of the level 25 dungeons like Dragon and Ice Golem. We look here also, we get resistance 350, that's plenty. For the hard Doom Tower room we're doing, that's plenty for most of the solo content we ran her in the video. Now accuracy, we did go pretty good there as well. 279, we got to make sure she's landing those poisons, landing the debuffs that she puts out, so that's going to help her get through things quite a bit faster, and she's got to get those poisons out there as well, and the healing reduction. That way her passive kicks in to help with that damage reduction. But here's a look just at her total stats, and what we'll do in a minute, we'll go on my free-to-play account. I also have a Venomage there, not built quite as well, and I use her for more general content, and we can kind of take a look at that build, so you can kind of get an idea of that as well. Let's go ahead and go into the individual gear pieces so you can kind of see what we have here. Now, I am an in-game player, but my gear is by no means spectacular. I'm still kind of in the gear farming stage to get that really elite gear in the game, but we did get a couple decent pieces here. We got a triple HP roll here on the regeneration weapon, and anytime you're going to run a champion in solo content, you're probably going to want to go with a regeneration set and probably immortal to go along with that. Unless they're a damage dealer, then you may want to do some type of other two-piece set to go with your regen gear, but pretty decent. We got an okay glyph here. My glyphs usually roll really bad, so 4% was about the best we could get there. Now we have the helmet here. Okay, because we did get the double accuracy roll, and like I said, accuracy is somewhat important for her build to be able to land those debuffs. We can take a look at our shield. We did get a double speed roll, flat HP, and one in accuracy. This is not a great shield, but it rolled a decent speed number, so it is what it is. We've got her in defense gauntlets, actually. I thought this was going to be HP, but we were trying to hit that 3,500 number. And this was just mainly a triple speed roll. I guess we wanted to get her above that 200 speed threshold. A little bit of resistance, and again, a really bad glyph. We could actually, if we wanted to, probably, I mean, you could look at my glyphs right now. They're terrible. We could actually try to boost that up if we wanted to. So you can kind of see there how the glyphs roll pretty bad. HP chest, usually what we'll go with in the regeneration set. Double accuracy rolls pretty good. Would have liked to have some other better flat stats or a better percentage stat here, make like a defense percent or something. But we got the resistance one roll in that, which is pretty good. Again, we like to have the resistance. We're building these solo champions so they can resist a lot of those debuffs coming their way. And like I said, we did get her into speed boots. I would have liked to have an HP percent roll here, or get her into a set of HP percent boots that have like a double or triple speed roll, and then we could actually have a much more sturdier build. But the way she's built here, she's pretty good for going in and doing the solo runs. Now we can see here, okay ring, double HP roll, again with a really bad glyph roll, which we could get some more HP off of that. So we just got to go farm some better glyphs to get that up there and hopefully get a good roll. Defense percent, HP, we're looking mainly for survivability statistics when we're doing an HP ring here, so rolled okay. HP amulet as well. Now here we got the flat stats. We did get defense. We got a double accuracy roll, which is pretty solid there, and we got resistance as well. So those are two of the main stats we were looking for outside our HP and defense. And I did actually go with a resistance banner on her. Now again, we could put her in HP percent, but having that extra resistance, being able to stack that into your build is pretty nice here. We did get a nice double speed roll and a double HP percent roll, again with a pretty mediocre glyph roll on that, and we got a nice defense percent. So overall, a pretty decent banner I was happy with. Again, nothing crazy spectacular, but pretty good across the board there with the gear to reach the stats that we were able to get. And I can kind of show you her masteries here, just so you can get an idea. Now, we didn't run any offense on her. Now, on my other account, I actually do have her down the offense tree to War Master because I do use her in Clan Boss. We just basically took a bunch of stuff to help her mitigate the damage that's incoming to help her survive. And as you saw in that run in the Hard Doom Tower, we really didn't have any problems whatsoever. It was pretty much an instant and auto clear. It wasn't going to be any 50-50 on whether or not we were going to clear it, but kind of just, and we also took a little bit of stuff here to increase the turn meter since she is in a solo run. That's going to give her more turns and let her put out more poisons and do some other things. On the support tree, we just went down with the accuracy basically here. Got a chance to increase the turn meter, decrease the enemy turn meter. We took Lore of Steel for some extra stats. Spirit Haste here, since she is running solo, gives her a little bit of extra speed. Sniper just for the debuffs. And then we actually did take Oppressor here. So when she does put out those debuffs, she is getting extra turn meter. So again, that's just letting her take more turns and speeding up those runs a little bit. You could build her in other different ways, obviously, but this is the way that I went with my Venomage here on the main account for the solo runs. And she is fully booked out as well. And like I said, we got that 2-star Cruelty Blessing And I think maybe we took this because we eventually will get some HP off of it, but I don't know. It just seemed like a good blessing for her, just since she is going to be solo. Getting that decreased defense out there is going to help her get through the content a little bit quicker. You don't want to be spending all day even when you're doing a solo run. So that's kind of a look at how we've got her set up there. Let's run over to the free-to-play account really quickly, and we will take a look at how she's built over there. All right, so here we are on the free-to-play account. I'm going to try to make this a little bit quicker. I didn't want this video to go as long as it has, but we'll just kind of run it here real quick. I wanted to kind of show you guys how my free-to-play account kind of works. It's not quite as impressive in terms of the stats and everything we're going to have. This is my great haul here on my free-to-play, which I've been playing for about a little over 2 years. We just hit level 100 recently. Obviously, we don't play this account as much because we don't have the energy all the time, and we're not buying anything on the account, so we don't have any energy to spend to farm things. Farm arena as much as we can, but you can see actually not bad in the magic department here. We have pretty similar. We have the accuracy maxed out. Our resistance is unfortunately only at 5 out of 10. But we do have the HP at 7 out of 10, defense at 10 out of 10. So I was mainly to help out some clan boss champions that I was using. On the free-to-play account, since I do have a traditional clan boss team for every affinity, I don't have the unkillable. I kind of had to build in some stats for defense and HP on some of these champions so that we would be able to do better in the clan boss. Gold 5, we're getting a pretty good bonus there as well. So let's go and take a look at our free-to-play version of Venomage here. All right, so here we go with Venomage. You can see she's in a much different build here, mainly because I do use her on my Ultra Nightmare and Nightmare clan boss teams against the Spirit clan boss. So she is in lifesteal gear to help her survive a little bit longer, and she is in a set of perception gear to help her get a little bit more accuracy. My gear on this account is not quite as good as the other account, so we can kind of go in here and take a look, and it's really nothing special. I mean, we've got crit damage on her, which is basically useless. We do have a little bit of resistance there. I think we just threw her in whatever lifesteal pieces we had that were halfway decent. None of this is actually that great. We definitely don't have the HP that we had on the other account. We did put her in the HP gloves here, a little bit of speed. We were trying to get her up near that 200 speed threshold. Again, defense chest here instead of HP, because we are trying to get that defense number up a little higher to use in the Ultra Nightmare clan boss. And we do have her HP up there as well with the boots. But this lifesteal gear, we still got a rare piece here. None of this is really all that great. I do have her in a cleansing ring to kind of help with some debuffs if I use her in other dungeon content. Again, not really great rolls here. We got attack rolls on a defense ring, which we just basically have this in there for the cleansing piece. Probably need to revisit her build at some point. We got double resistance here. I mean, that's okay for the amulet. And then we did go with a defense banner with 1 speed roll. And again, this attack stuff is kind of useless. We would have rather had some HP here. So again, this is a different account, a free-to-play account, to kind of give you that perspective. We eventually will want to go in and redo her gear at some point to get her in a better spot. But you can see here we're right at 56,000 HP, almost 3,700 defense. She works fine in Ultra Nightmare clan boss with these numbers, and her accuracy is at 267, which is plenty. I also use her in some other content, dungeon content mainly, Lizardman Faction Wars as well. So that's kind of how she's built here. She's not quite built to solo. I don't have her really set up in that mode here, and we haven't even finished her masteries yet. But we can see here we went down to get War Master, and then we have mostly accuracy and things in the support tree. We got help her out a little bit of stats, reset some for cooldowns there. So that's kind of how we have her built. On the free-to-play, that's more of a general content build for her if you want to use her just for dungeons and use her within a team instead of going for the solo. It's a little bit easier to build a champion to play with 4 other champions than it is to make them solo. So I kind of wanted to just give you guys an idea of that, show this one off a little bit. And unfortunately, no blessing just yet for her, but I do believe I have booked her out on this account just because I do use her in Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. I feel like if you're using a champion a lot in content, especially if you're using them in Clan Boss and other areas, you probably should invest the books in them to make sure they're going to perform to the best of their ability. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. If you have any questions about anything you saw in it, feel free to leave it down below in the comments. I'll do my best to get you an answer as soon as I can. I'll post the links for the solo videos with my Venomage where she does like Nightmare 12/7 and all the potion keeps and everything. I'll post that down in the comments so you can also go check that out if you're interested. Pretty cool video. One of my favorite epic champions of the game, and I feel like one of the better epic champions overall in raids. So pretty cool to revisit this and kind of show Venomage off a little bit here again in 2023. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again next time.